the Odyssey is coming, and it's been announced in an article. Believe it or not, I don't know how much we need to go into this.
No, we need to go into this.
Okay, the Odyssey will not do screenings for influencers. Alan, there have been complaints from a lot of people that influencers have taken over the media in terms of covering movies. You and I go to press screenings, and there was a time way back when we would go to see a major movie and you'd say, yeah, you can bring a +1. Or if it was a movie like a Disney movie, they'd say, bring you and your family are invited.
Yeah, we'll fly you out.
Well, that doesn't happen for us, but we get invited. But now more recently, in the last year or so, we get invited to a big screening. They say no +1s. And people ask why. It's because they've invited influencers to be part. Now, if the studios see value in the social media traction they may get from these screenings that translate to ticket sales, that's their choice. And if we are going to go to one of these screenings, we abide by what? The embargo, when we can react, when we can post our review. That's the agreement that we make.
Yeah.
I have no issues with that. But this is a choice by Nolan. I don't know if you have notes for this story.
I do. Okay. I do, but I should say that there have been invitations that you and I have gotten that said if you bring a +1, they can't be in the industry, or they can't be.
Yeah.
They have to be your friend.
Explicitly say that. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Universal is taking an unusual approach with Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey by not holding advanced influencer screenings before the film's release. Instead, the studios will premiere the film in London on July 6th, with traditional critics seeing it afterwards. The decision breaks from the current Hollywood trend, where studios often invite influencers and fan site bloggers to early screenings to generate enthusiastic social media buzz before critics publish reviews. Influencer screenings have become increasingly controversial as audiences grow more skeptical of their relationship with the studio marketing. Recent examples include Disney facing criticism after presenting a promotional event with Pedro Pascal at Disneyland as if it were a spontaneous fan encounter. Supergirl received glowing influencer reactions, with some calling it the blockbuster of the summer, but professional critics were much less enthusiastic, resulting in a 58% Rotten Tomatoes score. Universal previously benefited from positive influencer buzz for Disclosure Day, but some of those over-the-top endorsements were later mocked and even referenced negatively by critics. Who would have done that? Universal's move may be a vote of confidence in Nolan's film by relying on the professional critics rather than early influencer hype. The story appears to believe the Odyssey doesn't need manufactured social media excitement. If the strategy proves successful, other studios could begin skipping influencer screenings as well. Conversely, studios that continue relying on heavily on influencer previews may increasingly be viewed as trying to shape public perception before critics weigh in.
Well, I'll say it's about time. I don't know that they really. Point is, you want to speak to fans of films that want to go to the theater and buy tickets. And I'll say that we've just seen the influencer coverage of movies has been embarrassing because for the most part, it's wildly over the top in an inauthentic way that is intended to simply promote the movie. And a lot of them are paid sponsorships in the form of like, we'll fly you out, we'll take you to the world premiere. And look at this. This is related. For a recent Supergirl screening, this guy went to the premiere. His name is Fatal Steven.
Oh, I'm glad he dressed up, by the way.
He's on X he's got 3,600 followers. Fatal Steven, respectable. He talks about the movie and all this, but at the end, he says, ultimately, the writing feels incredibly off, and it makes complete sense when you realize James Gunn didn't write this one. Coming off Superman, this feels like a forced, forgettable bridge movie just meant to explain why Supergirl is working with her cousin in Man of Tomorrow. It's a flat 5 out of 10, or he says a 2.5, 2.5 4.5 out of 5.
The
So
kid can do math.
so it's a 5 out of 10 or a 2.5 out of 5. To which I replied, "Would you say it's a 50 out of 100?" That was my
Oh my God.
response to him.
I mean,
But
yeah.
like, good on him. You know what? Good on him for taking the influencer gig, which is completely fine. But being honest, he kind of glad hands at the beginning, but then at the end, he brings it home and is honest. Good on you, Fatal Steven. But part of it is these influencers, they're very young and they're very, like, a lot of them just easily manipulated. So there you go. But I think this is a good step. And I think this really came from Nolan seeing this. And I suggested to Yellow Flash on X, I said, why don't we all just do like early reactions? So you and I are not invited to the world premiere. That doesn't happen. But
yeah, we have never been invited.
Yeah.
To world premiere.
So what we do is we actually post like our social media reaction as if we were at the premiere, but the glazing and the praise is so over the top. You will not believe us. If enough people do, and then you're free to do it. What's stopping you? Yeah. Why don't you just post when those things drop? I guarantee what'll happen is, because the trades pick that up, the trades will post them as real. But you go so over the top positive, it's like the comment section from like Little Mermaid or Starfleet Academy, when you see how over the top positive in a trolley way. We need to do that, Alan. Let's do it. Yeah,
that would be fun. I mean, because this is the best movie of the year until the next movie comes out.
Until the next movie. Yeah, till the next movie of the year. But yeah, good on them. And I for one am looking forward to the Odyssey.
Look, I mean that's the interesting thing about the Odyssey is, as much as we talk about it and much as we're not talking about it in a positive light, for some reason Christopher Nolan thinks he has a masterpiece, and he's willing to let the film speak for itself, which ultimately is what happens, is the film when it comes out.
What should happen.
Yeah. I mean, look, I posted a 2-word review on X. I didn't even tag the film's name to it.
Yeah.
And I got so much heat for it. And, you hate women, you hate this. And I'm like, no, I've seen the movie. And that's the thing is, and I said it with the Marvels. I say it with all these Marvel films. I'll come out, I'll see the movie, I'll give you my opinion. People will hate me for my opinion. They'll call me a misogynist or racist, whatever. And then the movie comes out and no one talks about it anymore. No one criticizes me anymore. Why? Because I was right. So I am looking forward to the Odyssey. I am optimistic. Why? Because Christopher Nolan seems to think, regardless of what people are saying, his words and his actions say that he has made the best movie of his career. And so we'll see. We'll see.